What's up, friends? This is Manni and welcome to a support robot that I haven't played in a long time, and that is really one of the best things you can run right now when it comes to providing support to your teammates, because the Demeter has, unlike other robots like Tyr or Mender, not just healing as a bonus that he provides to teammates. No, he provides a shield. And that comes very handy in a world where right now the damper and tamer weapons are causing rust effect everywhere, basically preventing healing from taking place. Now this is something that Demeter, as a very special healer, does not have to worry about, or not as much anyways, because he can also provide support with a shield and prevent the damage to come in the first place, right? And this paired up with a teleport ability makes this, in combination with 3 medium weapons that have tons of firepower, an extremely dangerous robot, especially when used, like in this case, with 3 medium dampers that are currently the most broken weapon in the game, right? And you'll see that here in the course of this video. I show you 2 matches. In the first one I also apply a lot of teamwork, in the next one I go a little bit more solo, but both of it fits the Demeter extremely well. Look how I'm ringing around a rosy with him here and staying behind him while he's trying to get me aimed. And boop, I get my shield back and unleash a lot of damage output. Now I will say, those of you who are used to playing meta robots will feel like the cooldown is really long, with 18 seconds on this ability, but that's because you're probably used to running Ophions and Orokochis, the perfect power creep example of war robots that has undergone this power creep. Now the top end abilities that are way too powerful, way more powerful than back in the days, have half as long cooldowns as the original cooldowns back a few years ago, where 18 seconds was actually considered a normal cooldown time for an ability this strong, right? So you will maybe find this a little long if you're used to those robots. I don't, because I am actually enjoying playing older robots a lot. And so for me this is a really correct amount of cooldown for a decently strong ability. Anyways, let's keep going. You see, we have lost a lot of health, we've lost our last stand, but we are still in the game and we're kicking hard. And now I'm beginning to also bring in team play. So far I've been soloing this, because, you know, the Demeter can do that extremely well, and has a lot of mobility and the ability to stay in cover or come out, corner shoot, whatever. You can do the right things when you need to. And the cool thing is, you can even let down, you can go away and you can jump on your teammates anytime you want to support them. See, this case, for example, I see the angler coming in, and he's going to have his hands full, because he's basically on the enemy spawn. So I jump on him, provide a massive shield, heal him up at the same time, provide the same shield for me as well, and then when my shield is over and I can no longer offer the protection anyways, I draw myself away, reload, kill something, and so on, right? So I can't support the angler for a while down there, but yeah, I was able to really keep him in the game for a bit. And the cool thing is, and that is something very special, there are robots like the Revenant you can see right there, or a Scorpion, that can teleport onto an enemy, right? The Scorpion even has the ability to get back into where he came from. However, once he misses that window of opportunity, he can't really jump back out of the action. The Demeter is one of the, pretty much the only robot that can go in and attack a spawn, and when he wants to, at a button's press, he can decide to get back into teammates and cover. Because you can also use this as a defensive option, not just as a healing option or support option. You can go back between your teammates if you feel like this is too much. You've got too many enemies in front of you. Just turn back, pop, and teleport away from them. And so this is an extremely amazing playstyle that the Demeter offers you, very unique. And again, in today's time, where rust effect basically negates supporters, where, like, imagine how terrible of a game design job you have to do in your own game to take something as important as a support role basically out of the game by preventing the healing to work completely. The Demeter, however, still works due to the fact that he's offering a shield on top, and that is a really amazing thing to do. So also these 3 dampers obviously perform extremely well, dealing tons of damage to the enemy. I see my buddy down there in trouble. I'm jumping on him, hoping I can at least heal him up, even if he's not getting attacked for a bit. Oh, he is actually getting attacked for a bit, but now he's got his own shield, so we can move around to the side. And yeah, in the next match I go a little more solo and show you what I mean with being able to do that. But yeah, I really enjoy this thing. I haven't played it in a while, and I'm not quite sure why. I played Mender with the legendary pilot to, you know, restore gray HP. That keeps it in the game for a long time. But right now, an absorber shield is, you know, it's pretty awesome to have. And together with the healing, you know, and also restoring gray HP, because we have the APPM pilot here, and that means we're restoring gray HP as well. Jumped on my Crisis robot, healed him up, and then from here just killed the next Titan. So let's see how much damage that was. Combined healing with damage, 8.3 million. Pretty good, I would say. So let's hop into one more. And again, this is a bit more solo this time. You always have the choice, the option, but I typically am a much more aggressive player than my teammates. Could be also because I am running things in a max condition, so I can actually afford to take a brawl a little more than maybe some of my teammates who are not fully maxed. So maybe that is also part of a reason why I typically play more aggressively than the enemy. But I do this with older robots too, that are inferior to most of what the enemy is running, so maybe that isn't really all of the reason. Maybe I'm just crazy. But in any case, we're here blocking damage in the front line, and also I believe the more damage you block with the Demeter shield, I believe the more the shield bubble extends. So you're actually blocking larger area with your shield when you block damage with it. And also, obviously, what's very important is later when there is the time of Titans in the game, that you can support your Titans with this thing. Because a Titan versus a Titan, and you jump on one of the Titans and have a Demeter shield ready to protect him, he's basically immune to the entire enemy Titan damage for like 8 seconds or so. That is a freaking long time for immunity and also getting healed. So yeah, definitely a game changer. What this thing here is. And look, the firepower on 3 medium weapons, especially with those crazy dampers, is so high you can kill pretty much you can kill an entire Typhon robot, including his entire Aegis shield, in one salvo in 3-4 seconds. And then you probably still have a bit of left ammo in there for something else. It's insane. Killing the Scorpion with the Battleship Kale here. He's gonna go down. Bop. I just didn't want him to jump on me at the wrong time. I'm experimenting around with different battleships now, so there will be some videos coming up where we focus on filling up the battleship meter as quick as possible and basically making orbital bombardments all the time. So that is coming up very soon. We're using the Kale battleship for that fires 3 shots with 220% increased damage against Titans, and also locks enemies down as it begins to fire. Pretty nasty. This thing is really nasty. I mean, when somebody shoots you with this, it is insane. The phase shift only helps you against one of these 3 shots, and the other 2 will still hit you. This is basically, you can delete Crisis robots from the map. Some Crisis somewhere that, you know, annoyed you, shot you before, you just get that battleship, and pop, you hammer that thing on him, and he's dead. Even if you use his phase shift, he's almost dead. When he has last stand, he may be at last stand level afterwards. It's really interesting. So that's something coming up. But in this video here, we're using the Demeter. I still have my last stand, at least for a little bit. And I'm healing up. See how quickly I'm healing up, and also my gray HP is being restored. Now, one thing, you can press the ability button while the ability is running to give yourself a stronger pulse boost of healing instantly. Or you just let it run until the end, and then it will automatically happen. That pulse boost will fill you up even greater. But see, I've basically restored the gray HP and regular HP to the maximum level. So imagine you have a robot that has the firepower of 3 medium weapons and this kind of killing potential, and you bring your own absorber shield to the table, you bring your own heal and gray HP, and you bring the ability to teleport to friendlies and support them too, or to teleport to some friendlies to get out of the danger zone. I mean, this is just insane. I feel like the Demeter is actually one of the more, if not like, one of the most powerful robots if it's being played well. I mean, obviously it's a robot that the more skills you bring, the better it gets. Unlike, for example, let's say an Ophion. An Ophion, of course, you get more powerful as you use more skill, map awareness, and positioning, and so on, and targeting priorities. Yeah, every robot gets better as you are a more experienced player and doing the best things that you can. However, I would argue that the Ophion has a shorter skill gap, you know, not as steep of a skill climb. You can, oh man, that teleport was not planned, by the way. So while you can make the Ophion play style extremely much more powerful than with skills, I think the Demeter can benefit from these skills even more, from the map awareness and from knowing where to when support where and jump on where whom and so on, because it's that's a completely new element on top of playing well, knowing the map, targeting the right guy, by having the option to bring teammates and keep them in the game, even against the most powerful attacks that are currently on the battlefield, and then keeping them alive and so on. So yeah, I think the Demeter can actually benefit from that skill a little better even than those meta robots like Ohokochis and Ophion. So if you get the skills and bring them in, I would say this is an extremely powerful robot that may actually have the potential of changing on the battlefield sometimes more than one Ohokochi could do. Alright, maybe I'm fooling myself, and Ohokochi will always be the more broken thing, I guess, and an Ophion currently is definitely also, but yeah, what I'm trying to say, I think this thing is powerful as heck if you play it well. Here, I am thinking I don't need to use my phase shift or my ability. He's down to 1%. What could go wrong? But as usual, my enemies have 1% health, but they keep 4 of their weapons active. And yeah, it's just my luck. But what do you think about the Demeter? Is this the best support robot in the game by far? And offering the most amazing regular playstyle even as a solo player? I would say so. But yeah, thanks for watching and catch you in the next one. Manni signing off. Bye bye.